Good day everyone. Today the video is being uploaded in the evening if you're a European, to be honest, or anywhere in the same time zone as the Netherlands. Today we've witnessed that Bitcoin rallied above 16k without any significant volume, so any cautious behavior is still being applied as we are still inside the resistance zone, but some cool stuff is happening. Bitcoin hit 16k, broke 16k, or at least it's trying to break 16k for the first time since January 2018, and it's trying to make its sixth consecutive green candle on the weekly, which states how strong this bullish upwards move is. Still, there are some arguments that there is some bearish fundamentals, right? There is some arguments that we might be correcting relatively soon. One of them is the overall euphoria in the markets. We're going to discuss Bitcoin in a little bit. We're going through altcoins in a little bit. But before we're going to continue, I would love to say, if you like my content, please subscribe to the channel. Like beneath, that's helping me a lot to grow the community that we're trying to create. And when we talk about communities, one of them is the group that I do have on Discord. And some people are wondering what is being applied and what is given in these memberships. Well, we have changed the memberships to cheaper gym memberships so we can arrange a larger community, benefit from each other. Apologies. We've got silver, gold and platinum. In silver we've got beginners educational content, which is article and video content. We do have daily market insights in which we provide market analysis. We give a weekly newsletter. We give a monthly recap, a monthly Q&A. If you have questions as well, I will answer them in a multiple hour session. Answer all your questions that you have. That only for 39 euros a month. Then we also have gold, in which we have the ability to discuss and join the Discord community. We've got a request bot. We've got advanced educational content diving deeper into technical and fundamental aspects of trading and investing. We've got weekly videos in which we review your technical analysis. We discuss topics that you should be able to understand when you're trying to trade and invest. We've got market analysis, in-depth content about markets, fundamental reports about projects, educational trade IDs, and I'm sharing my full strategy to the markets, including educational trade IDs. And what I wanted to show here is that we've been doing these updates since the new change, which is a few days from now. And that's what we provide with trade IDs, is where I am finding it interesting to start trading a certain asset with potential invalidation levels, with potential resistance levels, including educational content on why I should take a trade there if you were trading. So one of them is, for instance, Loom. We've been using an analysis on this one previously. Areas of interest 170 to 185 because we had a daily level there. Take profit area 210 to 220. This was shared yesterday, and we saw a nice bullish move of these levels from 170, 185 to 210 to 20. Next to that, and my Discord is now gone, we've got long-term updates in which we're providing swing trade opportunities. We've made one on Veracity right now. We're going to apply that even more. We've got watch list. We've got an equity market update, which we provided today as well. And we've got the strategy updates in which we are discussing whatever we are doing in the current market environment. So if you're interested, the discount is applied for the rest of the month. Check out the website bonsankagroup.com. It's in the description and in the first reply. Then according to the markets, we do see that we've got a nice bullish breaker here, but it's still inside a higher time frame resistance zone. That higher time frame resistance zone is found in January 2018, which can be marked as the final hurdle before a new all-time high, right? Next to that, as what I've discussed previously, is that we've got 6 consecutive green candles if we close like this, which is pretty much hanging on the fact of whether we close above 15.5k or not. And we are slamming or trying to break to the 16k zone. Based on the weekly, the levels that we do have that are untested is the zone here, which is marked as the area that we couldn't break before we broke out. So if we get a corrective move, which is similar to the previous analysis from me, or it's pretty much warranted if we get one with the euphoria right now, a 30% correction is not out of the woods. It's quite healthy, quite normal. It establishes a new range for the markets before they are continuing. Going to the daily time frame, what we see is that we're grinding up, but we have to hold above the area that we just discussed, which is the 15.5k zone, 15.6, 15.5. If we do continue to hold above and we close like this, we might be continuing the further upwards move, and then we probably get towards the CME gap around 16.5k. However, if we do reverse here and drop below 15.5k, we've got a potential bearish divergence here. So dropping below 15.6k would be a bearish case. And if we drop below 15.6k, the next areas that I'm watching for potential support is higher time frame levels, right? So then I'm going to look at areas around 11.6 to 12k, but I'm also going to look for intermediate day trades around the 14k zone, as that's the previous high, and that's also a pivot in this area. And next to that, I'm going to look for the area around 12.7 to 13.1. If we do hold here and hold above 15.6k, it seems likely that we're going to touch that 16.5k, but still the crucial part is whether we get volume. And on this recent breakout, we don't get the volume that you want to see on the breakout, which is shown in the previous one. It can still come. If we hold that 15.6k area, it might come in continuation here to trigger all those shorts. But it's completely different in my opinion than the previous one, through which a likely occurrence could be that we're dropping back into the range. Once we break back into the range, a bearish support resistance flip at 15.8k is something that I'm looking at for a potential short opportunity, for instance. Then if we go towards Ethereum against USDT, we don't really see much bullishness here either. It's actually acting weaker than Bitcoin, as the overall focus right now is on Bitcoin. What we see here is that we are inside this resistance zone, or at least we are around the previous high. We are not breaking through it. We are not showing any bullishness at this point. We do have the support resistance flip of 375, support resistance flip of 423, so that's the bullish case. The trend is still up. Volume is not there, and on lower time frames we are seeing that we try to break above 468 and we failed to do so, through which we broke back in the range, rejected this previous high and started to drop further down the road. Through which, if we do lose this trend line we've got here, the likely case is that Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to correct. And if we check ETH BTC, we can see that there is some serious weakness on this bounce. So we reject the area at 0.03 Satoshis, reject, drop further down the road, and we are even likely to get that further correction, which we have been discussing previously on other videos, right? We have been discussing the case that the fourth quarter is not a good period for altcoins to act in. So still, you should be very cautious on altcoins, as any bounce is just a bearish retest of previous levels. And Ethereum is showing one. The USDT value is higher, that for sure. But once Bitcoin starts to correct, there is not much of a case that altcoins all of a sudden start to surge from there. If we check one of the examples, it's Ivy, rejected from the range high, which is basically a retest of the previous levels or the previous zone. Couldn't break through it, through which it seems likely that we're going to test lower levels before we continue. So such a bounce is nice, but you want to have a continuation higher low after this to confirm that the overall trend is shifted. Best case is even a retest of the low. That's a double bottom structure, and then you have more confirmation that the market is doing well. Another one that I want to discuss before I'm ending off, Chainlink. Nice move up, took the low, rallied further up. Now it's trying to achieve what it needs to achieve, which is flipping this level for support. If that level does not hold for support, it seems likely that we're going to test this area that I've marked previously around 62,000 Satoshis, in which we get that further correction. We might be even testing 53,000 Satoshis, and that will give us a pretty nice and decent opportunity to long link, right? Chainlink against USDT, still inside resistance zone, turning around here. We might be getting a bounce at 1068, bounce, and then further correction before we're going to continue. I'm not long in Link right now. I want to see more confirmation. I want to see a breaker or at least support hold, so a day trade could be possible here. All is depending on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is inside the resistance zone after a huge surge, and a correction would be relatively healthy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, check out the website if you want to educate yourself, and I'll see you back tomorrow morning with a new video.